Now see, this is our 10th problem from chapter laws of motion. The problem is like this: the variation of force in a certain region is given by, this force is given to you, F is equal to 6x square minus 4x minus 8. It displaces an object from x is equal to 1 meter to x is equal to 2 meter in this region. Calculate the amount of work done. So we know that work is nothing but force into displacement. Here force is expressed in the form of variable of displacement. So this force 6x square minus 4x minus 8 into dx. So this dx means change in displacement. It is from x is equal to 1 meter to x is equal to 2 meter. So to find this, we have to integrate this equation, integrate above equation. Integration of dw, we get total work from displacement x is equal to 1 to x is equal to 2 meter. Integration of 1 to 2, 6x square minus 4x minus 8 into dx. So solve this integration. Total work, integration 1 to 2, 6x square into dx minus integration 1 to 2, 4x into dx minus integration 1 to 2, 8 into dx. So constant are taken out of integration sign. 6 x cube by 3, lower limit 1, upper limit 2, minus 4 x into dx, it becomes x square by 2 according to formula. This is formula: x raised to power n into dx is equal to x raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. Limits from a to b. We can substitute limits later on. So this is the hint. We will solve this according to minus 4 x square by 2, then minus 8. Integration of dx is nothing but x. Now substitute limits. 6, 2 cube, it becomes 8, 8 by 3. 1 cube, minus 1 by 3. Minus 4, again 1 to 2 limit. 2 square, 4 by 2, minus 1 by 2. Then substitute upper limit 2, then lower limit 1. 6, it becomes 7 by 3, then it becomes 3 by 2 and 1. Solve this. 14, then minus 6 and minus 8. So minus 8 minus 6, it becomes 14. Plus 14 minus 14 cancel, we get answer 0 joule. This is problem number 11. The problem is quite lengthy, therefore you can refer the book, Maharashtra State Board book syllabus. So a ball of mass 100 gram drop on the ground. This mass is given to you from height, this is height 5 meter, bounces repeatedly. During every bounce, 64% of potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. Calculate the following things. First is coefficient of restitution. Second, speed with which ball comes from ground after third bounce. Then C, impulse given by ball to the ground during this bounce. D, average force exerted by ground if this impact lasts for 250 millisecond. And last one, E, average pressure exerted by a ball on the ground during this impact if contact area is 0.5 centimeter square. So one by one we will solve it. First is coefficient of restitution, A. So mass of ball 100 gram means it becomes 0.1 kg. Then the height from which ball is released on the ground, it is 5 meter. And it is given that during every bounce 64% of potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. So to find out the coefficient of restitution, we are in need of ratio of velocities. E, it is nothing but V2 minus V1 upon U2 minus U1 minus of. So as ground is at rest during the bouncing of ball, so simply it becomes ratio of V2 upon V1. So for this bouncing condition, coefficient of restitution is given by velocity, final velocity and initial velocity. So firstly, kinetic energy of ball when it is released, it is half m v1 square, and this kinetic energy is exactly equal to potential energy. As we don't know velocity, but we can refer this, that kinetic energy is exactly equal to potential energy because ball is released from height 5 meter. So what is formula for potential energy? mgh. Then what we get here? m cancel, m cancel, half v1 square, it becomes gh. Later on, in second condition, what happens? When the ball bounces from the ground, 64% of its energy, potential energy, is converted into kinetic energy. So second step I will write down here, half m v2 square, that is the velocity after the bounce of ball. 64% means 0.64. Again potential energy mgh. m cancel, we get half v2 square 0.64 gh, equation 2. So equation 2 divided by equation 1, because we are in need of v2 upon v1. So what we get? v2 square upon v1 square, half cancel, 0.64 gh upon gh, again gh cancel. So v2 upon v1 is equal to 0.64, v2 square, v2 upon v1 square is equal to 0.64. Therefore v2 upon v1, it becomes 0.8, and it is nothing but coefficient of restitution. So first answer we get, coefficient of restitution is 0.8. Now second one, B, the speed with which ball comes from the ground after third bounce. So remember, whenever there is a process of bouncing happen, each time 64% of potential energy converted into kinetic energy. So for first bounce, what we can write? For first bounce, kinetic energy Ke1, it is 64% of potential energy, means 0.64 times potential energy. For second bounce, that is Ke2, 0.64, again 0.64 times potential energy. This is second bounce. And for third bounce, Ke3, 0.64, 0.64, again 0.64, each time 0.64 times potential energy we get. So we have to find out velocity for this third bounce. So actually we have taken first velocity as v1, so it will becomes v4. So half m v4 square, though it is kinetic energy of third bounce, velocity we will represent as 4. So half m v4 square is equal to 0.64 potential energy. Potential energy is mgh, that we can simply find out by this mgh. So m 0.1, g 10, it becomes 1, h is 5. So 5. Then m is 0.1. So we get v4 square is equal to, multiply here, 0.64, 0.64, again 0.64, 5 into 2, 10, and m 0.1, it becomes 100 here. Now take square root v square. Now taking square root v4 square, taking square root, we get 0.64 one time, then it is 10 and it is 0.64, 110, 0.64, square root of 0.64. So v4 6.4 into square root of 0.64 is nothing but 0.8. So multiplied 2, then 48, 51, 5.12 meter per second. This is velocity after third bounce. This is second answer, velocity after third bounce. Then impulse given by ball to ground during this bounce. So we know that impulse is nothing but change in momentum. Impulse is nothing but change in momentum. So m v4, this is final momentum of ball, minus of initial momentum, it will be m v3. M is mass of ball. So again we have to find out v3, which is nothing but we can obtain from Ke2, from this equation, to find v3. Kinetic energy is half m v3 square for second bounce, 0.64, 0.64 and 5. Again it becomes v3 square, 10 into 10, 100, 0.64, 0.64 into 100, taking square root, v3 is equal to 0.64 into 10. So v3 is equal to 6.4 meter per second. So we get these two velocities. This is the velocity after third bounce and this is the velocity after second bounce. So substitute this value here. But remember here, while substituting, take one velocity opposite to other. If we consider it is plus, then it is minus. So when we substitute here, what we get? M in bracket v4 is 5.12 minus v3, minus of minus, 6.4, m 0.1, minus minus plus, so 5.12 plus 6.4, it becomes 11.52, multiply by 0.1, so it becomes 1.152. This is impulse, Newton in meter, Newton into meter. Then fourth one, average force exerted by ground if this impact lasts for 250 millisecond. So to find out average force, we know that impulse is nothing but force into time, average force into time. So average force is equal to impulse upon time. Impulse we get 1.152 and time interval is given to you for which collision takes place 250 millisecond converted into second, 10 raised to power minus 3. So we get 1152 upon 250. This answer, it is near about 4.608 Newton. And last one, average pressure exerted by ball on the ground during this impact. If contact area is 0.5 centimeter square. So we know that pressure is nothing but average force upon area. Average force, just we have find out 4.608 and area is 0.5 centimeter square converted into meter square, 10 raised to power minus 4. So we get 4680 divided by 0.5. Final answer becomes 9.216 into 10 raised to power 4 Newton per meter square. This is your pressure.